this is fairly necessary. This is a Kevlar sleeve. Okay, I believe there's 4 layers to this, and you're not cutting through this. Literally, you can hold up your arm and stop a samurai sword. All right, everybody, Terrence Popp here with another episode of Live from the Lair. And I got some email comments in regards to the piece of equipment that I showed you that was inside. It's a carrying pouch, but they wanted to see exactly what this is. Now, this is called the Swag Roll, and it's from, let's see, Helikon, Helikon -Tex. All right, now what this particular piece is an insulated poncho. You can use it for, I'm sure it's good for rain and so forth. I myself would use the rubberized poncho on top of this just to make sure. But what this does is you can use it as a insulated poncho for cold weather. You can basically zip it up into a sleeping bag or use it as a ground mat, all in one. And when you're doing a bug out bag, you don't have a lot of weight to deal with because you are bugging out, you're moving. And anytime you're carrying a lot of weight, it slows that down. So a bug out bag with water shouldn't be more than like 50 pounds. You know, a lot of the older people who have issues like me now, I like to keep it, you know, between 30 and 40. So this is perfect. Now, right now, this is kind of expensive. It's like $129 with shipping on eBay. It's a little more expensive if you go to their website. Maybe there's a deal that I don't know about, but I personally, you know, I've slept outside with this and I liked it. And it was, what, 36 degrees. This with the poncho liner and the rubberized poncho, I was sweating and it was actually quite comfortable. So I can't really complain about this. Let me get this out of the way here. And like I said, I was going to finish up the rest of this bag. You know, it's not every day you get to see a presidential election get stolen right from under your nose. And it's not every day you get to read a 7-year-old book that called it. If you want to enjoy the decline and accept the death of the United States, links are in the description. Or not. I'm not going to beg you. You probably have OrnPay links up in the same window. Go away. All right, now this is just the bug out stuff that I took with me down to DC because I didn't know if I was going to have to run out of there on foot and do some E&Eing, which stands for escape and evasion. Now inside this bag, I have an additional smoking jacket. This is actually a newer one. This is extra large, so it would go over some of the other ones that I had. I didn't actually have to use that, which is fine, but it is what it is. Socks, I have to wash those. Okay, more socks and underwear, I gotta wash those. Okay, I have additional gloves here. These are leather, nothing fancy. And I had them connected to a snap link so they could go on and off of my belt. And I had an additional loop here of 550 cord if I had to put them on something else. So you never know when you need these. They're good for cold. And they're also good if you have to put them on and get down to business because they keep your hands from getting all bruised and cut up. Not that I'm advocating that, I'm just saying sometimes that might be necessary. Now this here, this is a Camelback Canteen, holds roughly 3 quarts of water. Simply fill this up and you're good to go, you know, on your long movements. It's roughly just shy of a gallon. You know, carrying water is very important. Now here is a piece of equipment that a lot of people, especially when they're doing security details, don't actually pack or use, and it is a cup. Now, this one is a Muay Thai cup. The cup itself is made of stainless steel, and like I said, it's all fun and games until you get hit in the nutsack. So that's relatively important. There's additional shirts and shit I didn't use. Okay, now here, like these here are what Antifa carries a lot of, and these are basically a legal version of brass knuckles. And a lot of guys buy the tactical ones that have the carbon fiber. I got these on sale. These are plastic with stainless steel knuckle caps, and they're armored for pretty much the whole top of the glove. And you can literally, break boards with this, punch through walls, punch through, windshields and so forth. I mean, these are incredibly deadly, especially in the hands of a pugilist such as myself. I've never used these for that, but they do come in handy for other activities. Now, I personally, this is not my preferred brand. This is just an off-brand. I saw on eBay. I got them for, I think, $9 for the pair. I prefer the ones that have the carbon fiber knuckles and so forth, but, beggars can't be choosers. So it is what it is. I also took this, small first aid kit. Now, in the first aid kit, now this is an older version from the 80s, 90s. This isn't the current high-speed one that has the tourniquets and the combat gauze and so forth. Like this is simply a bandana for a tourniquet. I have two of the old, combat gauzes that do not have the coagulants in them to help stop bleeding. And inside this one, you can see I reinforced it with some Gorilla tape. This is a waterproof case as long as it stays sealed. I double sealed everything here. I'm going to open this up and show you what I put in here. Okay, now if you're doing a long movement, you got to have foot powder. Keep your feet dry. There is medical tape in here, Band-Aids, and these are actual suture kits. All right, this is the stuff that they use on the human body. 18 inches long. It's good for roughly between 6 and 8 stitches if you are not skilled like me, and you can actually probably do 10 to 12 if you have experience doing this. I've used these before, and I used to carry one of these when I used to go compete professionally, and there was probably half a dozen times after the fight I had to sew my own face up in my tops of my head from headbutts. Because I'll be damned if I'm going to pay $2,000 for 5 stitches after, I got paid probably $2,000 to $4,000 for the fight. That's just not going to happen. I sewed myself up. There's also Moleskine in here, and if need be, I can actually pull this Gorilla tape off of this case and use it to reinforce blistered areas in your feet. Because I'm going to be honest, unless you walk all the time and you're on your feet carrying weight and your feet are used to that, you're going to get blisters. And I mean, I can walk probably 12 to 15 miles, no problem. I know I'm going to get blisters, but I medically know how to deal with them and drive on and keep going at the same pace until my feet toughen up and it's no longer necessary. It usually takes about 2 weeks. All right, now I picked this particular item up because in today's day and age, you need to have this. I picked this up at a local surplus shop I believe for 75 bucks. I'm going to get a couple additional of the filters. They're 40 millimeter filters, and NATO pretty much uses these. They're not that expensive. But you can see here, this is a dome. Okay, it's not like the old NBC masks that have the little sockets for the eyes. They're hard to deal with. And this is plexiglass over here, so it could take a reasonable hit, okay, without compromising the structural integrity, and it will disperse the blow over this area into the surrounding face. And you should be okay as long as it's not like a sword or an axe. But that is important. Okay, now what else? I brought this here too, just in case I had to deal with another scenario that didn't really require all of the covering of the face. And this is an additional respirator. I bought it at Durst, or was it Durst Lumber or Durst? It's a local lumber store. It's a simple 3M respirator. It comes with additional filters on the side. This thing cost me roughly 30 bucks, and this is more than adequate to take care of OC spray and pepper spray and keep it out of your lungs and so forth. But it provides, there's nothing up here to protect your eyes. If you need additional eye protection with this, you need to get goggles, which I didn't pack. Okay, what do we got here? Socks. It's always so good to have extra pairs of socks. These are knee braces. When you get north of 40, it always pays to have a knee brace on your knees when you're carrying additional weight, and that actually cuts down on wear and tear and additional injuries for your knees. Okay, now this here is actually fairly necessary. This is a Kevlar sleeve. Okay, I believe there's 4 layers to this, and you're not cutting through this. Literally, you can hold up your arm and stop a samurai sword. It could be stabbed through, but it really does limit the actual penetration of the stabs. I got this just in case, to cover my forearms, the top of my hands, for any like crazy bullshit that might take place. And this covers both arms or both here. I bought this on eBay. These roughly went for like 40 bucks. It's a deal, well worth it, and they are flame resistant. So if somehow you're covered in a burning substance, it's not going to make it through your forearms and hands as long as these are covered. Okay, this is another one similar to that, except it's not Kevlar. It's another flame-resistant hood. Again, I got this on eBay a couple of years ago for like 11 bucks. And then I've had this with me just in case shit was getting crazy. I could put this on and it would protect my face, neck, and so forth from burning and what have you. This is a simple wool hat. When you're cold, you put one of these on and it helps a lot because a lot of your body heat escapes through your head, and the hat I usually wear is not really the best at insulating your brain pan. Okay, this is additional thermal underwear via the Army. Thank you. All right, now this here is really important. Where's the other half? Here it is. All right, now these, if you ever watched The Hobbit, and well, I think, was it maybe Two Towers? I don't remember which one it was. Like one of the hobbits was wearing stuff called mithril, and it was like this incredibly light and great armor. Now that is fantasy world. This is reality. All right. Now this here is very similar to the Kevlar sleeves, and this is the shirt here. All right. Now I wore this down in DC. I got put mainly on the outer cordon because I was armored when a lot of the other people were not. All right, now this is made of a new material called Dyneema. This is anti-slash and stab resistant. Okay, now, I mean, literally, this is what, $63 to $78. I think it was 78 with free shipping. And again, this is flame resistant and slash and stab resistant as well. And for 70 some odd bucks, you can't go wrong. And I had the top and I had the bottoms. So I was covered head to toe, along with the cup and a level 3A Kevlar vest from Second Chance. You know, for the most part, I was squared away. Now we're going to get into that right here. Okay, now this is a groin protector off of the Modern Armor. When I had the vest on and I had this folded up under the vest, and if needed, I could drop it down, and then I had level 3A protection over my groin and so forth from any gunfire, should it be used. Now, if it was by surprise, you know, I wouldn't be able to lower the additional protection, but if there was gunfire going at a distance, it only takes a few seconds to reach up, pull it down, drop it, and then you got bulletproof coverage from basically the bottom of your neck down past your groin. And if people are shooting pistols and shotguns with buckshot, it does come in handy. Now this is additional warmy stuff that I had that I put on, and this is basically the same stuff of a smoking jacket, except it's pants. I got like 4 or 5 of these on eBay for like 10 bucks a piece, and then I put some 550 cord here for a belt. And, you know, I was basically on my feet all day from temperatures 31 to 35 degrees, and I wasn't cold at all. So it is what it is. Okay, what else we got here? All right, now this is the vest portion right here. This is a threat level 3A bulletproof vest made from point blank. I need to get another cover for this, but it is what it is. This will basically stop virtually all pistol rounds, shotgun slugs, and buckshot. And I was wearing this, and it covers your chest and your back, on top of the other anti-slash armor and so forth. Okay, I had that on. You can get that for like $200 on eBay. It's not a big deal. These are more additional socks I didn't need. Okay, since I have a bad right knee, I do have a hinged knee brace. This is a hard metal hinge, and it keeps the knee from coming off track, especially when you're carrying a lot of weight. I believe this is a Mueller. I got this for 47 bucks. It's not prescription grade, but, you know, what am I going to do? Pay a doctor $250 to write me a script to get the same damn knee brace? No. I have made a living on my feet. I know what I need and I know what I don't need. And I carried this with me just in case my trick knee started going crazy. I could put this on, and if I needed to run away, I'd be good to go. Okay, now here's another piece here it's relatively important. Now these are basically point blank shoulder protection. This will basically connect to the vest through the shoulder straps. You strap it on, and you strap this on your arm, and it basically gives you protection for the upper part of your shoulder and the upper part of your arm. And this is level 3A, stops pretty much all pistols and shotgun rounds. So technically I was covered, from here to here, and if I need be, I could put the additional stuff on to cover my upper arms. And I had all that on me, and you couldn't even tell. I just looked like a guy, and I wear the same pants. I pretty much had the same shirt on, and I was wearing my leather jacket and a hat. Looking at me, you couldn't tell that I was, I was basically kitted out head to foot in armor. And if shit got crazy, I had additional pieces I could add on to give me additional protection. And it's probably why they put me on the outer cordon closest to the crowd. And I don't have a problem with that. That's just the way it is. I'm new to the team, so that's a lot of times you're the new guy, you get the shitty details. Anyway, the duffel bag is empty, and I have covered my complete bag of tricks. If you have any more questions in regard to kit and bulletproof coverage, tactics, and so forth, you can email me at redonkulous12@gmail.com, and hopefully I'll be able to answer your questions. With that being said, we're done here. Have a nice day.